So, good morning. I am imagining you all in front of me, like the sun is rising. It's like morning in Brazil, okay? I gotta talk today about no code with no hype. So, last year was like the no code year, right? Everyone was talking about no code or showing you a new tool that does new things with no code, or your father or your like uncle sending you links like, oh, you're gonna lose your job, look at what this new AI could write codes, and this no code will be like no code, and no coders, no code coders. And so it's a lot of like hype and big titles around the topic, and we are working on something related to no code. In fact, we are working on no code platform for like 1 year and something now, and we are like working with no code like all day long for the past year. And that's why I'm talking about no code with no hype. I'm talking more about the reality I see every day when we are like showing our product to developers, to non-developers, to domain experts, to people that never touched the computer in a professional way before. And I can like explain what I see behind all this movement. Okay, so let's start. Oh, all of this, from my perspective, it's related with like technology, as we call. So, have you stopped to think what technology is, or what is technology? Is something related to electronic stuff? Something related to devices? I don't think so. There's a lot of tools that made of wood. Like, I think a hammer is part of technology. I can do things, and it was like created to solve some problem. And for me, like a car is also a technology. It doesn't have to be like self-driving. A car is a technology, or all these things that surround us, like trying to making our lives easier. um, for me, technology is about adaptation to the environment, not just like things you create and put your hands on, but process or way of doing things that adapt us or our species more to the environment. The environment is like whatever the environment is, and technologies made us like more comfortable in places, whatever they are or whatever the problem they have. We are more adapted, we have like more comfort. And what's like to be living in a pandemic nowadays? It's not like a good way to start a year like 2021. But okay, it's our reality. That's why I'm here at my place and you at your place. All this technology like supporting us to be living in the environment that we can't like be together. And the pandemic for you, it's more like this, as we are seeing now on these images, or it's more like this, where you are still comfortable, and if you are not sick or nothing, you are just doing your stuff. And probably you are more comfortable than before. But if you look at these pictures, in fact, these pictures are from the Republic of Congo. The thing that they are not like suffering just with COVID, but they are still suffering with Ebola and other diseases. They still have like those other problems. And when you see like these pictures of like the environment they are facing during the pandemic, it's so like 4 centuries behind. Okay, it looks like the dark plague period or something, you know and that is technology. If you don't have access to it, you will be like stopped in time. This is technology, in my opinion. Like the asphalt, the buildings. We could support more people in this place. We have like even messages for the workers of healthcare. So this is technology. And these two images coexist in time, being so different. This is access to technology, you know. And how it happens, how can we reach this situation, you know, how it happens. So it happens through another process called innovation. So you develop a technology, and to innovate, you have like to put together the technology and the people, you know. And the thing that we developed, or the technology we developed to do that, it's like grabbing all those people and thinking, okay, which one I could offer my new technology, and I will be like profitable or more profitable or more efficient. And we call it market, you know. So people used to say that innovation is like technology plus market. If a technology finds a market, it's an innovation. And the thing is that innovation is like technology plus profitability. The technology was developed to make us more adapted to the environment. But the thing is that you have to pay for that, you know. That's the way it's happening like today. How's the next step after defining your market? It's like putting your price tag, right? And that's the thing. You are innovating or providing innovation for that specific market you are like developing your product for, you know. And that's our like current scalability framework. uh, that's how we can expand ideas today. The most efficient way of expanding an idea or a technology, it's it's like building a company and making profit from it, because our world is ready to like be compatible with this kind of solution. They can give you more money like as investment, you know, from venture capitals and whatever. This is the way it's happening. But the thing is that when you are like focusing on selling to those people, or focusing on making profit from it, you are like separating from your start, when you was just looking at the problem that the people have and how can you solve that. Now that you solved it, you are not more anymore like focusing on solving problems. You are focusing on growing or having profitability through that. So you don't just like implement the technology, you make it like even easier. And if you look at the personal computer go to market as a technology, if you want to have a computer, you have to be a developer. That's the way it worked before the mainstream personal computing thing happened, like Microsoft and Apple and whatever. Before that, like everyone that has a computer was a developer, or was reading like the Commodore manual on how to like build the first scripts or something. And when Microsoft and Apple like came around to build like the personal computer concept, they was like putting graphical user interfaces on it, or the graphical user interface is what developed it, like at Xerox and all those like research centers. And the graphical user interface could like made a great product, because now the user could see in real time what they were doing and make things easier. So they have to put a lot of built-in software, because they want to sell it to normal people that doesn't know how to code. And this software has to be like so generic that most of the users could solve at least a tiny amount of their problems uh, with these tools I am providing like built-in my computer. Because I don't want to sell just for the developers. I want to sell for anyone, so it has to be so easy. And it solves like generic problems, and it creates like the custom software development industry that we work for like nowadays, because after that we scaled like everything using software, when we start like ordering custom software development, or the companies started doing that, we start generating a huge amount of like digital information. We generated a huge market which just runs online, and a lot of like money that today is so digital. So the computer as a definition, it was like an electronic device for storing and processing data, typically in binary form, according to instructions given to it in a variable program. So by definition, the computer is a device that the user could change its behavior to meet its necessity, But when all this personal computer phenomenon came in, and a lot of money was put in the pot, they start running to get like more users and more users. In fact, we are still running and make things easier, and the barrier like easier, and put more the normal user as a user, or normal people as a computer user, not just engineers or developers. And they ended with something like this. This is the computer we have like nowadays. An electronic device that does anything you want. And if not, you can take a 5 year course or hire someone to do that for you. And that's the huge difference. That's the thing that happens when you like jump steps of the evolution of something. I am not saying that the way the personal computer was like made public was wrong. I am saying that they broke some concepts that was so important at that time to make this happen like faster, or more efficient way. The thing I'm trying to say with this is that like they didn't solve all the problems the computer was solving before. They cut it like in half the purpose of having a computer, to so it could fit in the minds of normal people, to be like market, to be profitable, or maybe to make like computers happen today. But the things that this creates like this phenomenon where only 0.5% of users know how to code. So we have like around 26 million developers. This is like, I think, from 2020, solving problems, and 4.6 billion users having problems. And the things that, if you don't know how to code, I know that I am talking to people that know how to code, but if you don't know how to code, you are just a user, You are not part of the game. You are just a user. Think that all the information that we created and put there in the cloud, like flowing around, that we give to our social network platforms, our chats, and all the shit we use like every day, is controlled by that 26.4 million developers. They could do something about it. All the other 4.6 billion users, they are just like victims. They can't do nothing about what's happening. If you are using like free products, you will be the product. You will be giving more information than what you're giving like to products that you put your credit card. And maybe something more value than your credit card. So we scaled like everything using software, but we just know how to scale software itself. If you look at companies that grow so much in valuation and things like that, and start to having like more features and more complexity, you see that they had like 4 developers, and then 2 years after, they have like 500. And the things that we don't know how to scale software itself. Software development is not scalable. You just hire more developers, And custom problems rely on custom software, which the software development problems, and it's fucking expensive. So it's fucking expensive. We are creating like more specific like people inside our area that just work with like front-end development. This guy just work with database. This guy just work with CSS for mobile websites. And this is being so expensive, So each day it's more like complex to build something to put on the web. And I am not like trying to get a hype quote or nothing like that. The thing that it's harder. I know that's harder because like today your page had to look well or otherwise it will be like causing the reverse intention. Okay, people will look at your ugly page and say, okay, this business sucks. But nowadays we are like raising our rulers and develop software. It's being like expensive like every day. So if you need a developer to solve your problem, you already have two problems, because have to have a developer. It's not like just hire someone and put there and it spits software on the other side. The things that to have like a productive developer working on your company, you have like to have a different culture, a different approach, a different kind of professional that you were not used to work with. And obviously, you don't write like end-to-end software today just with one developer. So you have to understand which developer you have to hire, Hiring developers is a whole like fucking complex universe. I think I prefer to write the software than to hire someone to write it for me. So this is not accessible, okay? It's a technology that everyone has access to or should have access to, but we don't have access to technology today. Or people don't have access to technology today. It's keep getting like expensive every day, and I don't think it should be this way, So then you have like the no code phenomenon. And the no code phenomenon comes from the same place that the personal computers came in, There's a huge amount of people that's participating on this digital marketing, and they can't like interfere at scale with this digital society, They are just like merely victims. And maybe we on top there that knows how to code will never have the same problem of the other people, The first question that starts like to buzz the thing is that will I lose my job? Yes and no. The things that not exactly yet. If you are working just with like websites or static websites, you can't say that you already like lost your job, If you like work with like something very specific, which is like illustrated or animated websites, great experiences, online experiences. Okay, no one's doing that. You probably will keep doing that for like some time. But if you're just doing like plain old websites with a contact page or our products, our mission, our values, our vision, this kind of stuff, you already lost your job. You are just like waiting for your customer to know Wix.com. And from there, he doesn't need you anymore. Or he will try to pay you like lesser, The same will happen for CRM, marketing automation, accounting. There's a lot of like developers working in these areas. But the natural path is that like the platforms will grow up to solve more complex problems. So you don't have to develop inside that, you know. You already have like sugars here, and it's growing and solving a lot of problems, or maybe you could use them without having to write a single line of code or Salesforce. And if you work like doing custom apps for business like this one, you probably like have more time till this business starts doing his own stuff. So for now, you have like your job, but the things that it will end sometime, uh, because this is awesome. This is like probably the best invention we will have. Like it's something that make everyone like able to participate at scale in the digital like society. It's like the digital democracy, you know. So about the no code phenomenon, the things that it's happening. Since things like Wix, it's impossible not to say it's happening. It's happening. Things that we used to solve with code will not be solved with code anymore. So the no code phenomenon, it's real, it's happening, and it's not a hype. But the thing is that it's important for you to keep eyes on that. You know, it's part of your day-to-day activities now, not because you are not developer, but because you are a developer. And if something solves the problems without you having to write each keystroke of something, probably it's better and more efficient. And you should be doing that. It will impact your life. So you will learn, this one is very good. You will learn to love and hate it, like you did with things like WordPress, jQuery, and Excel. And like these ones, it will change things. It's very important to be aware. I was talking about it. It's hard to believe that nowadays someone still code an email markup by hand, you know, like opening the tags and closing the tags and setting font size, not with CSS, but with the HTML tags because they are more comfortable and slashing images, whatever. So before that, it was coded, and now it's no coded for like the last 4 years, I think. If you like solving problems, focus on empower yourself through these tools. So think that you are a backend developer and you don't know front-end development, or think that you are a graphical user interface designer and you don't know how to write front-end development code. You could be like taking advantage of no-code platform to do the thing you don't know how to do or don't want to learn now, or you're not interested. You know, you just it's not like stuck it anymore. If you're a backend developer, you can like create your APIs, your databases, and you go to a no-code platform that is like good at doing front ends, connect your APIs, and now you have like your full application. If you are a front-end developer, you could use like backend as a service platforms, which is kind of no-code platforms, and you can like get up like as an environment there in the database without having like to know how to code or to install databases or to upgrade things or. And if you want to code forever, like I like to code. I am not focused on solving problems. I'm focused on code better because I love it. Okay, so you will have to focus on complex tasks. You should be like trying to focus on things like Python or machine learning or big data or data analysis. These are the universe that you are like writing too much code nowadays, and it's so complex that it will take some time for it to be no coded. It will unlock a huge potential. The thing that think of like all the software talking to all other software out there, and think the amount of information we are exchanging and the amount of things we could like improve in this way. You know, it's all about like everyone being like connected, you know, and sharing information. It's like faster. It develops like faster. You know, you have like access to the thing. And the thing is that if we have like a full stack, no code layer, just one platform that could deliver a no code experience full stack. So you could develop some new platform and provide your APIs without even know how to code and connect it to other APIs without even know how to code. If we achieve that, you just need this one layer to put people that don't know how to code playing together with the people that know how to code, you know? So you don't have like to queue code or say, okay, now we don't have to have like applications that was coded because it's ugly, because it's not efficient or something like that. It will not happen this way. But if you just open a little gap that you can put people through there, you know, into the digital world, uh, this will unlock a huge potential. We are talking about like more than 99% of the computer users are just like following the another player's rules, you know. They are not like using the computer. The computer was not invented for the 99% of the users which doesn't know how to code yet. I am really excited to live this world where everything could like contribute and expose an API and communicate like at scale, you know. It will not like happen like this way, but it will happen with those small business I am trying to explain you. So just one code layer is necessary, one no code layer is necessary to give people access to the digital world at scale, providing or consuming information at scale with other systems, being whether coded or no coded. Use the right tool for the right job. If you can solve it without code, you are probably not focusing your efforts in where they solve more problems or deliver more values. The thing is that if you are solving something with code that could be solved without code, probably you could be something better, you know? Probably you could be something focusing your coding experience or expertise in some problem that was not solved for by anyone before, you know? And that's the point. If you can use Wix.com, use it. Why not? That's the problem. That's the thing. So I will give like a little demo of the platform we are working on, so you guys can like see a little bit about what I was trying to make you imagine. You know, we are working on this platform for like 1 year now, I think. Data tree is all about user interface, you know. So we started thinking, okay, how the user thinks that his application is built. When I start talking to my customer, like, okay, we have like the orders screen, and then we have like the login screen that I made like yesterday, and then you have like the sign up screen. When we are talking this way to the user, sometimes looking at our backlog, the user starts to imagine like the floating screens around, you know. And I think if they could like say, how do you imagine like the software could be built? I really think they will want to just grab a screen on the infinite and start like drawing it, each one each time. So we focused on creating like this free run environment where you can go to the infinite. The thing that you can just like create anything on this plane, whatever you want. And we provide like this basic stuff like artworks where you can like draw any user interface. So the process nowadays, it's so destructive. The UX developer, the UX designer develops a wireframe, like pretty much like this, just using like simple colors to delimitate like the content or where the navigation will be or how the navigation flows and how the information will be put on the screen. And when the designer gets the wireframe, he throws everything away and draw like above it. And the front-end developer does the same. He doesn't use the design created in Adobe XD. He will be like looking at it and writing from scratch. So we wanted for the artwork and user experience that was like composable, you know. So you can like having your wireframe like this, just go around and start like drawing your stuff. Let's make like what could be a footer down here, all right? Okay, and then you can like add some more complexity to the design to make this more like look familiar to your like the brand you are working for. Okay, so you can like put some colors. You adjust like the logo, which will be like somewhere here, and you add some images and things like that, you know. And then you can like go there and add some interactions as a programmer. So you can like just grab one of those blocks and say that it's a button. And if the button, you could put a label on here, so click. And you can also add like behavior. So you can just go here and select like on click. I want to use the dialog search tree and say alert. Hello world. And okay, this will be my test view. Test view. And I gonna hook up to my router in a new route called like just slash test and choose this content I just created. And I just gonna go to slash test. And it's right here. It's not like the way I draw it. You guys can imagine why. So I can go here and set some constraints. Like, okay, like make sure your distance is left up and right will be always the same. And align to the left, align to the right and left, align to the left and top, align to the left and top, left and top, left top, right bottom. This one is bottom, left and right, and this one is left, top and bottom. Okay, and now, okay, we have like our awesome application. The thing that to learn how to do this, you're probably gonna take like 6 months of CSS to do this, like know what you are doing, you know? So we solve like user interfaces. You can create a lot of things here. We are creating so much complex user interfaces. We already implemented like a block that is more functional than the ones you found, for example, in Adobe XD, which I think still doesn't support like multiple shadows. You are already doing that. And also, as you see here, when I click over Acura or Mazda or Mitsubishi, those Japanese car brands, which I like it, they are what they are. It's always focusing on the Honda, you know, because this is a repeater. So this is a data set that's hooked to this information, as we used to do in React when you do a like map through elements from data through elements, you know. So when you edit it, you are editing like any of these guys, and all this information is right here because you can also create like tables, which is our built-in database. You can create applications, routers, authentication strategy. You can host like physical files through our Drive interface, where you can just like grab anything and put it right here. And you can use like this file on your application, or you could be building an upload form, for example, where all your files would be stored like right here. And you can also like create buddies, as we call, and you can like concentrate your actions right here, like insert new card or do login and then say hello. And you can like separate all these actions by personas, which you gave a name, like this one will be like financing guy. And you put all the actions inside this guy, like if it's a controller, for example, and you could be accessing this guy as a bot, automated created bot, which respect your business rules, and you can create like your full application like here, just like real time, like bind it to your data, and it's everything in here from end to end. I'm gonna show you like some applications we already built inside like the This one is just a plain old website, but it's like very good looking. It has a bunch of videos and so colorful. As you can see, it's huge, and this is the project when it's like more robust. You can like see everything from a point of view, just change your perspective, and you can like navigate around. As you can see here are the tablet versions because it has like some differences in the layout, and this is like the mobile we are building yet. This was all built for people that don't know how to code. So this is the big project. There are two girls working on this website, and they just used to develop like plain design, like Photoshop or XD or something. And they are like so happy through the process because now they can do like the end, they can like continue and like deliver more. And the thing that they before they draw the website and then send it to a developer. And sometimes the developer doesn't like understand the intentions or does something that, okay, this is not the right color. But now they can just go here and click it, point something and change it, They can just like do whatever they want, They feel like so empowered, They can build a new page and show to her boss and say, look what I am doing, I didn't learn like nothing new. It's like I was designing on XD, but I'm not taking a picture of an application. I'm doing the application itself, So we are planning to release like a public version of Data 2 this year. Probably if you go to home.data2.app, you can try our product like now, and you can like sign up there just to stay tuned and to know like new features, things like that. You can follow me on Twitter at _GUI _Souza. And you can like email me if you want to take some doubts, or if you want a quick demo about the product and about what we are building. This is my email address. So thank you, everyone. I just want to share that it's so strange to talk like alone, closed here, trying to imagine you in front of me. But I really think you like it, and feel free to contact me to have like the Q&A session. I will be more than happy to answer you. Thank you for your time and attention.